Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez.
And I'm Kevin Friel. We'd like to remind you right at the top that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website. You can go to www.town.barnstable.ma.us.
Today, we're taking a look back at the highlights from the Town Council meeting on Thursday, December 3rd. Early in the evening, councilors nominated candidates for the offices of Council President and Vice President for the coming year.
Let me, without further ado, ask for nominations for the office of President.
I nominate Frederick Chirgotis.
Are there any other nominations for the office of President? Then I will entertain a motion that this nominations for President be closed. All in favor of closing the nominations? That's unanimous. Let me now take nominations for the office of Vice President. Councilor Farnham.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I move into nomination for the position of Vice President of the Barnstable Town Council, the name of James H. Crocker, Jr. of Osterville.
And who was the second? Are there any other nominations for the office of Vice President?
I nominate Janice Barton of Marston's Mills for Vice President of the Barnstable Town Council.
And the second was? Are there any other nominations for the office of Vice President? Then I will entertain a motion to close the nominations for Vice President. All in favor of closing the motion of the nominations? That's unanimous. Thank you.
Councilors did not elect new officers on the December 3rd meeting. Instead, they will make their choices at the December 17th meeting. Later on, the Council considered a $40,000 proposal to create a GIS-based map of FAA-regulated airspace. In this next package of clips, Town Manager John Klim, Airport Manager Bud Brio, and Growth Management Interim Director Joanne Miller-Buntich talk about the applications and benefits of such a planning tool.
And through you to the Council, the Barnstable Municipal Airport, in conjunction with several of our departments, Growth Management, Public Works, and our Information Technologies Division, have identified a need to develop a GIS-based graphic depiction of FAA-regulated airspace that affects the heights of structures within the town of Barnstable airspace. The town has been faced with various development and infrastructure projects ranging from hotels to wind turbines, which have conflicted with FAA airspace surfaces. The town has an opportunity to develop a GIS-based airspace protection zoning map and elevation process that will coordinate FAA airspace standards with the town's strategic land use planning program. This will also ensure consistency with FAA airspace surfaces which protect landing and departure procedures at Barnstable Municipal and Marston's Mills Airfield as required as part of the FAA's grant assurances from the town of Barnstable. This project would not only prove to be invaluable to our airport operations, but also to both our planning efforts through growth management and public works and energy efforts. We have with us Bud Brio, the airport manager, Mark Ells from DPW, Rick Elrick, our energy coordinator, and other staff to answer any questions that you may have. Bud?
This will be useful to multiple town boards and departments. DPW, I didn't change, there it is. DPW, GIS, planning, growth management, energy, and the airport. It is a necessary tool for town planning purposes and as a guide for town zoning and bylaw regulations. It's an important tool for resolving FAA issues for wind turbines and other tall structures around Barnstable. And the town's GIS department will be able to control access to the program and updates. The GIS airspace map features provides coverage for Barnstable Municipal Airport and Marston's Mills Airport. It's compatible with the town's GIS mapping system. It includes an assessor's map and parcel numbers, street address, town GIS mapping layers, roadways, topography, water bodies, obstacle heights, aerial imagery, and 3D airspace surfaces. You can click on any spot for current FAA maximum allowable height for that location, and it's easily updatable by adding airspace surface or GIS geometry to existing GIS files. And this is the map that we're looking at that will be further developed. You could just pinpoint or pick a spot on any map, and it'll give you all the airspace heights and elevations that you need to do all the things that I've just talked about.
My guess would be that this tool as a two-dimensional product would be overlaid on could be overlaid on our zoning map. But the ability that we're going to have to be able to click directly on a parcel, all the parcel information will be there. So when someone comes to me, as they do now with more and more frequency, saying, you know, how tall can I go with a wind turbine? We have the ability to go into ArcReader, click on the parcel, and it will tell you what the optimal height can be for that parcel, whatever the bottom is of the airspace. And so we're able to give folks guidance right at the beginning, before they have to spend a lot of money on consultants, before we spend a lot of time wondering, has the FAA changed their regulations this week? And it just is going to be updated into the GIS, and so it'll be current and follows on the permit streamlining and services that the town is committed. And the other thing to remember, and I won't belabor this, is that our airport, which is a good thing, is located right near our economic center, our job center. And so that's where we do see a lot of development. And in some places where we're encouraging height. So it becomes a cumbersome process when we don't have a tool like this in hand. And we didn't think we thought it was well priced as well. Thank you.
The council unanimously approved the airspace mapping proposal. Airport manager Brialt said that 95% of the cost will be reimbursed by the FAA. Also before the council was a request to appropriate an additional $126,000 to pay for 5 unanticipated elections: the September preliminary election for the school committee and precinct 12 councilor, the October special election to decide on the Stewart's Creek sewering project, the December 8th primary for U.S. Senate, the December 17th recall election for Councilor Greg Milne, and the January 19th special election for U.S. Senate. Here's Town Manager John Klim.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will just be very brief. We're all familiar with the necessity for additional funding for the additional elections that could not have been known to our dedicated town clerk at the time of her submission of the budget last spring to all of you. And so we all know what the elections are and what the funding is for. Lucia is here to answer any questions that you may have, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Ultimately, the council decided on an early start time of 5 p.m. for the December 17th meeting in order to hash out a budget policy. This week is a busy one for town boards and committees. Kevin has a closer look at what's coming up.
Tuesday, December 8th at 8 o'clock in the morning, the Barnstable Economic Development Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room. Then at 9:30 in the morning, the Conservation Commission meets in the Selectmen's Conference Room. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday, December 8th, the Board of Health has a meeting in the Selectmen's Conference Room. On Wednesday, December 9th at 6 o'clock, the ZBA amnesty hearings will be taking place in the Town Hall hearing room. At 7 o'clock, the Zoning Board of Appeals meets in the Town Hall hearing room. Also at 7 at the West Barnstable Community Building, Old Kings Highway, will meet. For Thursday, December 10th at 9 o'clock in the morning, Site Plan Review has a meeting in the Town Hall hearing room. Then at 5 o'clock in the evening, the Citizens Advisory Committee will meet in the Town Hall hearing room.
That's all the time we have for now. For Kevin Friel, I'm Nick Cortez. We'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.